with the equipment we brought in this year, it was our biggest ice road season ever.
Welcome back to Proactive Investors, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Kerry Stevenson, and today, Christopher Tyson. He is the CEO and Executive Director of Nova Minerals, ASX code NVA, NASDAQ code NVA. Now, they've got the Estelle project, which is massive. It's in Alaska. It's one of my favorite commodities, ladies and gentlemen. It's gold and it's antimony, and we all know that antimony is critical minerals. Now, right now, I wanted Chris to come on and talk to us about their winter mobilization because it's Alaska. It's cold up there. Chris, great to see you. Welcome back.
Yeah, good to see you again, Kerry. Great to be with you.
I'm impressed. I think I read 1.5 million pounds of freight was delivered in March into early April. What I want to find out from you is, for a shareholder or wannabe shareholder point of view, what is the importance of this mobilization to the project?
Okay, so let me lay the stage here. So the race for critical minerals is on, as we know, and of course, one of the most key strategic elements known to man for various purposes is antimony. The list just goes on, including green energy, clean batteries, solar panels, semiconductors. It's used as a flame retardant, but the big one there for us currently is for munitions. So we've been the recent recipient of a $43 million U.S. Department of War grant to bring that domestic production back to the United States. So that's what we're at the center of. So as part of that effort, now we're embarked on that execution plan. And what we're tasked with doing is specifically producing military-grade antimony trisulfide. And we received that grant back in September last year, and we have 24 months to do exactly that. And so we're on the fast track here. And as part of that, we have purchased mining and processing equipment to extract, of course, ores and process and produce military-grade antimony trisulfide. So we've purchased and procured most of that equipment, and we have to bring it out to our site. And so to do that, today's news release, you saw us giving the market an update on our winter road freight operations to bring all that equipment into site. And it's just been an ideal season. Being winter in Alaska, you can get seasons that are a bit hit and miss, a bit warmer, and this and that. And there's a couple of stream crossings that we have to do. So we really need cold temperatures, which we had this year. And we were able to build ice bridges up to 6 feet thick, which is just with the equipment we brought in this year, it was our biggest ice road season ever. I mean, the largest, heaviest piece of equipment previously, these were 20, 30,000 pounds maybe. This year we brought in, D8 dozer, crusher. These things are running 80,000, 100,000 pounds. So it was just an ideal conditions, the winter road seasons this year, to be able to bring all that in, and we can successfully report we brought everything we require in. And now, of course, it's springtime in Alaska, and it's all staged there, and we're getting ready to begin that mining and to begin constructing our processing plant on site to do exactly that. We think we're going to be ahead of schedule and potentially producing our antimony trisulfide by the end of this year or early next year, which is about 6 to 9 months ahead of schedule.
I'm sorry, I've got a bit silent because, my goodness, how much work you've done, what ideal conditions. The gods are smiling on you. End of this year, start of next year. So does that mean, because that the timing of that funding was perfect, is all of that funding take you through to the mining, the production, or do you need a bit more?
No, it covers it all to get us into production. Now, this is what we call phase one. And phase one is specifically tasked. The objective there is to produce military grade antimony trisulfide, the stuff that's used in the munition. And there's an extra urgency on that. It's life and death, as the DOW describes it, with all the crazy geopolitical world we live in today, to produce munitions. And so this is phase one, to produce that. And military grade antimony trisulfide is quite a niche product in the whole gambit, the whole suite of refined antimony products. So this is the first phase of that, and being successful at that as soon as possible then leads us to the potential for us to move on to phase two, very soon thereafter. And phase two is where we ramp things up, scale things up in terms of the mining, and add on and build a much larger refinery to not only produce the antimony trisulfide, but to produce antimony metal, antimony trioxide, all these other refined antimony products, not only for the Department of War and defense application purposes, but for the entire U.S. industrial base for all these other applications I mentioned previously.
Are you pleased with how fast and how far ahead you are, number one? And number two, is this going to be revenue generating for you? In other words, are you going to start to bring the revenue in, which shareholders love the sound of?
Yes. So absolutely. We will, being successful at this phase one military grade antimony trisulfide, will be producing a product, and that will lead us into a revenue generating stage. So we will become a producer, right, in terms of antimony. And then, of course, let's not forget the project is the gold and critical minerals project. So not only, with the Department of War support, of course, that came first, and now we are rapidly advancing our gold project as well. We have one of the biggest seasons planned this year with more drilling on our RPM deposit to continue to prove up those resources and expand them, because we are rapidly moving towards production in the gold side as well, and more of that to come, more information to that to come. But today we're focused on antimony and how we're ahead of schedule and on or below budget with the Department of War grant and plan there to produce the trisulfide antimony.
Well, I thank you for giving us an update, Chris. And guys, if you want to go and have a look in detail about what they're doing, go onto their website, Nova Minerals. Make sure you understand what they're doing. Not financial advice, as you all know, but I think it's congratulations to you focusing on the antimony. We'll get you back another time and we'll talk gold, one of my favorite subjects, as you know. But for now, thanks so much for the update here on Proactive Investors. Thanks, Christopher.
Thanks for having us.